Hi there, and welcome to another Crusader Kings 3 gameplay tutorial on the Iron Workshop. This tutorial will show you 5 ways that will allow you to keep your vassals happy. As you may know, happy vassals are key to keep your kingdom intact and avoid them going into factions and rebelling against you. So these are the 5 ways that you can keep your vassals happy. Number 1. Don't go above your domain limit. In Crusader Kings 3, you're not expected to hold most of the territory of your empire, kingdom, or duchy by yourself. In fact, doing so can have some severe penalties on levies and taxation, as well as opinion of your vassals. You can check your current domain limit in the upper right corner of the screen, and if you're above that limit, it's usually a good idea to give some land to some loyal vassals who will do a better job at administering it than yourself directly. To do this, click on your ruler portrait, and right here you will see a list of all your currently held titles. Now each territory has a title associated with it, and this is essentially what you're giving to your vassals: titles. Now it's usually a good idea to give your vassals small territories so that they don't become too powerful. So if you're holding any counties directly, that should be the first title that you should give out to your vassals. If you only hold duchy titles, then what you can do, you can give out these duchies to your vassals as well, but make sure to spread them out between various vassals and not give them all to one who may become too powerful. So let's assume that I want to give the county of Marburg to one of my vassals. So to do this, I will click on this title, and at the bottom here, I'll have a button called Grant To. This opens a list of candidates that you can give this title to. Now you may ask yourself, which vassal should I grant my title to? It's a bit hard to answer in a very general context, but in general, you should be awarding titles to vassals who will not try to expand and vassals who will not try to challenge you. You should also give territory to vassals who will manage it properly. And to find these vassals, you can use the filter tool in here by clicking on the magnifying glass. And in here, you can start searching for various aspects of the vassal you're interested in. So for example, if you search for content, it will show you vassals that have the content trait. Vassals who are content will not attempt to expand their territory, thus you can keep them in check, and they will also not try to challenge you. Next, you may want to search for a vassal that has your own religion. So you can either search by religion category, or you can search by various sects of the same religion. Another possible filter is the culture of your vassal. So you may want to limit them to your own culture. Vassals who are of your own religion and culture will not attempt to convert the new territory to their own different culture or religion. Another thing that you could consider is the dynasty of the vassal. So for example, if you have plans to seize the territory later in the game again, then you can just place somebody of your own dynasty in control of the new territory, and then later on take back the territory via inheritance. The last thing that you should consider is the skill of the vassal. So if you want your vassal to generate a lot of taxation in the new territory, you should filter by their stewardship skills, and the higher it is, the better. Or if you want your vassal to generate a lot of soldiers, then you should filter by their martial skill. Once you've decided on a vassal that you want to grant the title to, click on his name, and in this menu click on Grant Titles. And so you see that now my domain limit is in check and I no longer get the penalties. Number 2. Feed them till they drop. Another great way to improve relations with your vassals is to hold feasts. You can access the Hold a Feast decision by clicking on the Decisions icon and clicking on Hold Feast. Now feasts do have a cost in gold, and they might have more costs down the road. But the upside is that if the feast is successful, and they're usually successful if your character is gregarious, You will improve relations with a lot of your vassals. You could also discover secrets and gain hooks on characters, and in general just improve your relations with various characters. Your vassals may also invite you to feasts of their own, and before you accept these invitations, it's good to make sure that you have good relations with that vassal and that you have a good spy master, because that feast could actually end up pretty bad for you if your vassal is planning to kill you. So if you don't have good relations with the vassal who invited you to their feast, it might be a good idea to reject the invitation and hold a feast of your own. Number 3. Use sway action on troublesome vassals. You can see a list of all of your vassals in 2 places in the game, either by clicking on the realm icon in the upper right corner of the screen and going to the Vassals tab. In here you'll have a list of all of your vassals, or you can click your character portrait and clicking on the Vassals tab. In here you'll also have a list of all of your direct vassals. This list will also show you which vassals have a negative opinion of you, and you can right-click their portrait and select the sway action. Now, unless your character is a complete idiot, most sway actions will be successful, and once you click Start Scheme, you will begin swaying that character. And this is a great way to prevent that vassal from disliking you, joining factions, or otherwise working against you. Number 4. Appoint powerful vassals to your council. A powerful vassal will always expect to be on the council. That allows them to take an active role in the activities of your government. To see your council positions, click on the council icon in the right corner of the screen. And in here you will see the 6 possible council positions that you can give to your vassals. Now naturally, not all of your powerful vassals will have a position on the council, and you will need to make sure that the most powerful vassals and the ones with the most influence do have a seat on the council. To put a powerful vassal in the council, click on the available council position or change the current holder of that position by clicking on this icon in here, and this will open a list of characters that can serve on your council. One way that you might filter this list is by clicking here and selecting military strength. Powerful vassals will usually have high military strength, which allows them to challenge you in case they decide to. So you definitely want these vassals on your side. For example, here we see that this vassal has a high martial skill of 13, and he is designated as a powerful vassal by having this fist icon next to his portrait. To assign him to the council, click the Assign button, and he will become a member of your council. Now, in some cases, the most powerful vassals are not the ones who will be most fit for the job, since they might have a low skill for that council position, but this is a trade-off that you might have to do in order to keep them calm and not working against you, in exchange for receiving less bonuses from them being on that council position. Number 5. Lower Crown Authority. The Crown Authority in Crusader Kings 3 determines your control over your vassals and how much they are obligated to give to the realm. In general, vassals will prefer lower crown authority since it means that they have to give less taxes and levies to their lord. Lowering your crown authority is only a measure that you should take in case you don't have any other means to please your vassals, or if you have a powerful faction that has formed against you and demands to lower crown authority. If you do it on your own, you will not lose any prestige and the country will not go into civil war, and you will be able to increase the crown authority later on. To see your current crown authority, click on the realm icon in the upper right corner of the screen, and here at the top you will see that you have these icons for crown authority. And currently I'm at level 3, and I can reduce it to number 2 just by clicking on it and clicking on Pass Law. By decreasing my crown authority, my vassals will not be expected to deliver the same amount of levies and taxes that they were expected to deliver at higher crown authority. So this will make them pleased and could definitely take their mind off joining any factions or working against you in other ways. Alright, so these were 5 ways in which you can keep your vassals happy and keep your kingdom together. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel to be notified when new videos are posted. If you know of more ways to increase the opinion of your vassals, please let us know in the comments so that we can all learn from it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video on the Iron Workshop.